Hello YouTube, the enemy section. Today I'll be showing you a Lightsworn deck. Um, this deck can OTK if need be, but usually you don't need to. So let's get started. First we have one Celestial Lightsworn Angel. I only have one because you have to tribute, and by time you would get out a Lightsworn and then tribute for Celestia, either it's been destroyed or it's spawned. So I'm gonna play one. 3 Veilers just for your opponent's cards. One Aaron Lightsworn Monk, just for maybe if your opponent has any sort of defense going on. So if it's a mirror match and you think they set Ryko or something in defense, you can always store that. One Garoth Lightsworn Warrior. This is just to draw more cards. Jane, this is just your main attacker. Genis Lightsworn Mender, just for maybe if your opponent's at very low life, you can always just try to use the effect and just keep on burning your opponent. One Judgment Dragon, no explanation. One Let Ray Diablos. You special summon by having 4 more light monsters in your graveyard. So most of your cards are, all your cards are light, but most of them are monsters. So it's going to be pretty easy for your monsters to mill them. So probably will take 2 turns unless you have Lila. So yeah. One Light Ray Diablos. Um, this you have to have 5 or more line monsters with different names. That's why I only have 2 or 3. So you only have 1. I have 2, 2. Most of them are 2s, unless it's a card you might need. So that's why I only have pretty much 2 to 3 of each card and 1. So he's 28, 26, and 23 or 3000. That's an OTK right there, just by itself. So one Lumina Lightsworn Summoner. Uh, just for Diablo. So if you have 2 Lilas and 1 Aaron, Groth, Jane, and maybe Genis, and you might need another one, so you just discard Ryko to get the Lila. So then that would leave Diablos to special summon, and then you can go on from there. Lila just for spell and traps. Yeah. One Raiden, Lightsworn Assailant. Just to mill more. So, and he gains 200 for each one milled. So he'll be 21. A lot of these, like Jane will be 21. Ogoroth can be 21. But a lot of these cards, by their effects, can make it 21, which would be the same as Wolf. One Ryan Lightsworn Rogue. Just for if you have if your opponent, like if you went off and your opponent stopped you and like mirror force you or something, this can help you replenish stuff to your hand so you can still keep up with your opponent. One Ryko just for field presence. One Cephalon because you have over 30 monsters and that's good enough to use them. One Charge, just at level 4. One Solar Recharge, just for hand presence and all that. And one Dark Bribe, so like I said, if your opponent would use Mirror Force and you said this, you can always use Dark Bribe. So yeah. For the extra deck, I run one Cataster, one Blood Misfit for if your opponent sets sets a lot of Speller Traps. Since still ain't or there still is not Heavy Storm, this could help. One Colossal Fighter because you do run. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus. Pretty sure there's 6. So 6 plus, so that's pretty good. One Crimson Blader, so to lock your opponent. One Scrap Dragon, just for Scrap Dragon. one Stardust Dragon, like I said, Mirror Force or Bottomless or anything like that. Beast Dweller, no, just for Beast Dweller. Constellar Omega, since you do run a lot of lights, this could help. So yeah. One Emerald, just for, just to, the target 3 monsters, so it's almost like a Pot of Avarice, pretty much. One Diamond Direwolf, because you do run 5 beasts. I think that's a pretty good way to use them, or I can just suicide them. That's always an option. One Evil Swarm Extension Knight, just for him. And then I run 2 Draco Sacks and 2 Big Eyes, because you do run Diablos and Dreadlos, so that's always a good way to have them. For side deck, you can run whatever you want. I just put in more Lightsworns. I do not run Wolf because he sponsors himself from the grave, but you want a lot of your cards in the grave so you can get out Judgment Dragon, Light Ray, Dreadlos, and Diablos. So that's why I don't run Wolf, that's why. Just because of the fact I want all my cards in the grave, not on the field, so that's why. Just Vortex, so if you do run Wolf or something, you can always discard them. Or any other card, so Dreadlos or Diablos or Judgment Dragon has enough fuel to special summon. Realm of Light, just for the Light Swarm, gains 100 attack. So I have no idea why I put. Oh, probably just to gain 500. So if your opponent has something that you can't get over, like if you mill all of your Judgment Dragons, then you can do that. Beckoning Light, just because if you what is that? What is that card? There's a card that some trap card, or I can't remember what it's called. There's a trap card that can't let you use traps. So I can't remember, but that's why I don't run Beckoning Light. But if you really want to, that's fine. And then Michael, it's kind of weird to actually name it after someone. He's riding Judgment Dragon. I don't run him. I just don't feel the need to. But if you feel like it, you can. And then I just put in Monster Reincarnation because, like I said, if you did Mill Judgment Dragon or Light Ray Diablos or Dreadlos, you can always bring them back. But a lot of the times you will have them. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 12 monsters you can just special summon. So that's why I run that. There's one card that doesn't really hurt this deck. It's Deck Devastation Virus because 1, 5, 6, 7, only 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Only 11 cards will get sent to the grave. And if your opponent does run this, it's almost pluses galore because right there, 1, 2. So if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, so then you can special summon 3 of your boss monsters all in one turn, OTK for the win. So that's easy way to win this is just if you usually your opponent won't run this, but I just finished someone who did, and it didn't really help them a lot. It actually made it worse for him. So I'm going to show you how to run this deck. So these are your boss monsters right here. Usually you would use Lila, Raiden, or pretty much those, or Raikou. These 2, 3. These will help you pretty much summon all 3 of these. Or if you would use charge or solar recharge, those would help. So Raikou, like I said, just for the field presence, if your opponent knows you set this, that's a pretty good way for that. Raiden, like I said, just to gain attack 200. Usually you won't mill all those, but usually you mill one, so it gain at least 200. And 1900, I think, what's his name? Thunder King Ryo. I'm pretty sure it's still at 1. Yeah, Thunder King Ryo. Yeah, it's always point for point. It doesn't really hurt this deck, but you never know. But actually, it kind of does, as long as your opponent can resummon them, because it would destroy your boss monsters. So an easy way to win this, if you have all 5 in your deck for all of your monsters, you usually summon out Light Ray, or depending if your opponent has cards on the field, usually some Judgment Dragon. So if they do negate, you feel a little bit strong about summoning these 2. But if your opponent doesn't negate the summon of Judgment Dragon, use effect, clear the board, summon out these 2 in whatever order, mostly Dreadlos, because then if they would negate it, I don't know why they wouldn't negate Dragon, but if they did negate Dreadlos, then you can summon Diablos with nothing to interfere. Then you would attack with Dreadlos, because if they would use like if they had Gores or Trag or something like that, then you have enough to get over with Judgment Dragon or Diablos. So that is why this is my deck of Lightsworns. Hope you guys liked. The NV6 signing out.